is Art Television.
One-to-One, Space for Business. Sponsored by
Founded in 1951, the Colombo Plan celebrates 75 years of advancing development through cooperation and capacity building. Supported by 26 member states, we implement impactful programs in over 80 countries, empowering communities, addressing emerging challenges, and fostering sustainable development for a safer, more resilient future.
A warm welcome. This is One-to-One Business on Art Television, and today we shift our focus to a very prestigious organization that has been an integral part of the post-independence development of Sri Lanka. I'm joined with the Secretary General of the Colombo Plan Initiative, Dr. Benjamin Reyes. Welcome to the show, sir.
Hi everyone.
How are you doing?
And good evening to all of our viewers.
Now, I know that you're a career diplomat, you have a vast amount of experience in this field. Would you care to enlighten our viewers? I think it would be better if it came up from your own mouth instead of me giving you a flowery description. Could you tell us how you started and what made you get into diplomacy, please?
Sure. I'm actually a career officer from the Philippines. I worked with both the Department of Health and the Dangerous Drugs Board. I became the minister of that organization, which is under the Office of the President. And I've been working with Colombo Plan since probably 30 years back. And I've been involved in several of its committees before I became the 8th Secretary General.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Now, okay, let's shift our focus to the topic at hand here. How do you explain to our viewers what Colombo Plan is and what makes its 75th anniversary a great milestone?
Colombo Plan is one of the unique intergovernmental organizations which it was created after the UN, basically. It was an offshoot of a meeting of the Commonwealth foreign ministers way back during the 1950s. And it was established basically as some sort of a counterpart of the Marshall Plan, recreating, restructuring, redeveloping Europe. So Colombo Plan was the Asia counterpart. Remember, after World War II, everything, almost most of the countries were devastated because of the war. And Colombo Plan was supposed to develop and promote cooperation within the Asia-Pacific region.
That's right. So this was going on at the time of the Cold War, right?
Yeah.
And I think it was the former president, the finance minister at the time, Mr. J.R. Jayawardena, and the external affairs minister of Australia, Percy Spencer.
Percy Spencer.
Yeah.
Minister Percy Spencer, yeah.
Right, they were the ones who jointly tabled this proposal at the Commonwealth Nations meeting in 1950, I think,
Correct.
in Colombo.
Correct.
Right? What do you think was their broader vision for this organization?
Well, again, it was aimed to promote South-South cooperation between member countries. At the time, the founding members, only 7 Commonwealth countries, thought that it is necessary for the member countries to enjoy some support from the Commonwealth countries, and again reestablish infrastructure, social development, institutions that were devastated by the war. And I think it was able to accomplish all of those things. throughout its 75 years of history.
Right, right. So throughout its 75 years history, right, before getting into that question, the first question that I had when I learned about the Colombo plan, right, was why Colombo plan? Why not the Sydney plan?
Oh, yeah. That's a very good question. In fact, why not Manila plan?
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, as you know, after World War II, most of the countries got devastated. No? Those involved in the war and those not involved in the war got devastated. And at least in the Asian region, Colombo was one of those countries that remained relatively intact and functional, basically.
Yeah.
And again, as you mentioned, it was former President J.R. Jawardini who thought of having this organization established immediately after the UN.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, Colombo was at the right time and at the right place, in the right place at the time to have this organization started.
And also, the phrase planning prosperity together is something that's very closely knit with the Colombo plan, right? What does that mean in practice?
Well, again, it focused on development, investing in human resource capital, in investing in the resources of each member countries to also support each other.
Right.
Now, I think that's the general idea. In Colombo Plan, we don't talk about geopolitics.
Right.
No, we focus on how we improve ourselves socially, economically, culturally, and again, we do that through the support of all the member countries.
Right. So initially, it was not the 28 countries that were the members, right? It was just the Commonwealth nations.
Yeah.
Right. And initially I think it was more into infrastructure development, it was more into skill transfer, that was short-term skill transfer programs, I think, training such as training nurses and things like this, right? So in terms of the Sri Lankan context, would you be able to give us some of the things that the Colombo plan did for Sri Lanka and also for other countries as well?
Well, you're correct. No, it started. It was founded by the 7 Commonwealth countries, as we mentioned earlier. But throughout time, it grew more and more. In fact, my country, the Philippines, became a member in 1954 together with Japan. No? And now we have around 26 member countries supporting each other. And at the time, Colombo Plan was into everything that is development, be it infrastructure, technical competencies, food security, in all sectors, agriculture, health, transportation, communication, you name it, Colombo Plan was there. It has a portfolio of over $50 billion at the time. For Sri Lanka, investments came from Canada, basically through Colombo Plan. Your train system was established, your airport was established, several of your school institutions. I have a huge list here.
I think the prestigious Morato University was established under this program.
Yeah.
Canada donated 50 locomotives, I think, which are running to this day.
They're still operating today. Your Hardy Institute of Technical Training was built through Canadian money, through Colombo Plan. The School of Practical Technology, your Government Training College, funded by New Zealand. Ceylon Institute of Scientific and Industrial Research. Of course, not to mention the equipment that were provided by the organization. And then from agriculture, fisheries, natural resources, mechanized equipment. There's a lot, no? Power generation, the Colombo Plan facilitated the construction of your vital infrastructure and all of those. And that's only Sri Lanka.
Right. Is it fair if I said that the Colombo Plan was what laid the initial foundation for post-independent Sri Lanka to develop?
Not only Sri Lanka, I would say for the whole of Asia.
Manila as well.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about Manila as well.
Correct.
Philippines as well.
Philippines at that time leveraged more on the capacity building requirements since we were also being supported by the US and Japan. No? When Japan became a member of Colombo Plan in 1954, the very first overseas development assistance provided by Japan was through Colombo Plan.
Right.
So again, it started the donations coming from the Japanese. No? So a lot of countries benefited. I was looking at some of the historical minutes of the organization. I saw that India and Singapore actually benefited a lot. No, India, Singapore, and Indonesia during the early years of Colombo Plan. And look at where they are now. No, India is the third largest economy in the world. Singapore is up there also. No, so I think Colombo Plan was successful in that sense. Most of the Asian countries are doing good. Sri Lanka is also doing good so far. Yeah. So yeah, I think it was successful in that sense.
Right.
Yeah.
So earlier on, I think the major focus was on infrastructure development and major engineering projects like the Galloy project, I think, was there as well, and skills and human resource development.
Skills and human resources.
But how has it transitioned over the years? And right now, I think it has entirely shifted its focus on two other things, right? Such as the drug advisory program and the maritime advisory program, the gender support that you guys provide. What would you say that how did this transition occur?
I think it was necessary for the organization to evolve. No? At the time when it was established way back in 1951, there were no other intergovernmental organization except UN. No, UN was established in 1945. And after that, it was already Colombo Plan. There was no ASEAN, there was no EU.
It was before all of that.
Before all of those things. But now, we have a lot of organizations already working on development. And I think it's one of the reasons why it had to evolve. It had to focus on its priorities and probably manage the resources well. No? So that's the reason why I feel it went into human capacity investments. And so it focused on that. And it's a strength that has been there since it was established during the 1950s. And I think that's one of the prime importance and one thing that is that other member countries can leverage from Colombo Plan. The Commonwealth, the meeting of the foreign ministers, it was done in the 1950s. That was before the establishment of the organization. And it was there during your former president, President JR, and of course the foreign minister of Australia proposed the establishment of this organization. But after that, there were already several what we call the CCM, consultative committee meetings. These are high-level meetings. Some were done in Canada. Some were done in the US when the US became a member, and US infused a lot of support during those days.
So with that, sir, we'll go to a small break, Doctor, and after the break, we'll discuss more about the programs that is done, conducted through the Colombo Plan. We'll delve into it more.
Founded in 1951, the Colombo Plan celebrates 75 years of advancing development through cooperation and capacity building. Supported by 26 member states, we implement impactful programs in over 80 countries, empowering communities, addressing emerging challenges, and fostering sustainable development for a safer, more resilient future.
Welcome back after the break. We were on topic with Dr. Benjamin Reyes, the learned doctor, about the Colombo Plan initiative and its key programs. Okay, doctor. So, since we stopped at the programs earlier, right? What are the main programs conducted by the Colombo Plan? Would you care to elaborate on that a little bit?
During the 70s, as we were discussing the shift of the priorities of the organization,
Right.
Colombo Plan focused on four actually main programs.
Four programs.
The Drug Advisory Program, the Gender Affairs Program, Environment and Climate Change, and then investments on human resource capacity development.
Right.
Recently, we added the Maritime Advisory Program as part of the priorities of the organization.
Right.
And again, we are hoping the member countries would benefit from all of these things. And in fact, as far as the Drug Advisory Program is concerned, we were the first to develop the training modules for that program. UNODC was not yet
Established.
existing
Right.
at that time.
Right.
And so it was the Drug Advisory Program under then Director Pio Abaro,
Okay.
who's also a fellow Filipino.
Okay.
He was the one who started everything, developing all the policies, helping the countries come up with anti-drug
Right.
programs, campaigns.
Right.
Because at the time, during the 70s, drugs was the up-and-coming issue in the world. No?
I think even with Sri Lanka, with the opening of the economy, a lot of drugs did come into the country, and I think it was a good initiative that they took in shifting and transitioning into the need of the day, right?
Correct.
Exactly.
Colombo Plan was assisting all the member countries to develop their own narcotics agencies, their own laws, policies regarding drugs, and supporting the programs they want to implement.
Right.
And so it was huge during the 70s, and the Drug Advisory Program is still existing today,
Right.
supporting all the activities of the member countries.
How long has it been?
Oh, it started way back 1971, if I'm not
71.
mistaken. So that's more than almost
Yeah,
50 years.
more than 50 years.
Yeah, and we recently had our National Secretariat meeting of all the drug narcotics agencies in Bali,
Right.
Indonesia. It was attended by 21 of the 26 member countries, and we had a very good discussion on the new trends on drugs and the new substances being abused. And again, it helps the member countries share this information because it's a global problem. And I don't think there's geopolitics when it comes to drugs.
No.
I mean, it's a problem for everyone.
Everybody, yes.
And so everybody appreciates the support they get from each other.
So I do think it's a very important thing to keep the conversation going with regards to the developing world of the developing drug world, right? Because they're introducing new drugs every single day. There's some new drug that's coming into the market.
Correct.
And I think the responsible authorities should also keep up with that, and that's a great initiative.
And there's also a shift in how we should treat drug users, drug dependents. There's a growing realization right now that every intervention we provide should be based on human rights
Right.
of each of the individuals.
Right.
And so Colombo Plan has developed all these guidelines and policies now together with the UNODC. In fact, UNODC is using our manuals for training, and we have been certifying addiction professionals in 81 countries globally.
Okay.
And so I guess it helps improve how we treat, how we
Right.
address this addiction problem.
Right. So what's the job role of addiction professionals? Like, do they go into? Is it a psychological thing that they do? Do they prescribe other drugs for them to get rid of this addiction?
Well, you're correct. They provide biopsychosocial interventions
Okay.
to the users, and substance use disorder clients. And again, it should be based on the rights of everyone.
Right.
No? And right now, because as you mentioned, there are so many substances
Yes.
being used, being developed. There's a bigger role of the public health sector to educate the public
Right.
on the harm and the effects
Right.
and even the treatment for these substances. So
Right.
each country, for example, in the Middle East, we have members from Saudi Arabia and Iran.
Right.
We're seeing another type of substances that are being used. So in the Middle East, it's Captagon.
Okay.
And in Asia, basically, it's still the stimulants, methamphetamine.
Right.
And in the US, in the Western countries, there's a lot of fentanyl happening.
Right.
I think we're all aware of the fentanyl crisis in the
Yes.
US right now.
Yes.
And so each one presents a unique challenge to the organization. And I think the Drug Advisory Program is at least properly addressing all of those things.
Right. Making sure that their human rights are intact and dealing with it professionally the whole way through.
It's really a difficult balance.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
a difficult balance between prevention and treatment and the enforcement side.
Right.
Of course, we still need enforcement,
Right.
especially for those producers. And we need to be tough on the producers, on
Exactly.
those illicit manufacturers.
Typically, it's the other way around. We are tough on the users.
It should not be like that. We should be kind and gentle to those who are using, because they can be treated.
Right.
I've seen a lot. Again, I was a minister of the Dangerous Drugs Board in my country.
Right.
I've seen a lot of users get rehabilitated, and they are now working in big industries and testifying of their own journey through their addiction experience.
Right.
And so they can be treated.
They can be.
But for the suppliers, I think we should be tough on them.
We should definitely be tough on
and
them.
our enforcement, again, is doing very well on that aspect.
What's your like sort of point of view on a drug like maybe cannabis,
It's a controversial thing.
if you want to speak on it?
Right now, majority of the member countries of Colombo Plan still consider cannabis as an illegal substance. No, there are evidences that cannabis can be used as a medicine.
Recreationally.
But again, for you to use cannabis as a medicine, you need to extract the medicinal part.
Right.
You cannot allow the clients to just use it as a cigarette.
Right, right.
It defeats the purpose. Now we're trying to prevent cigarette smoking among our teenagers, and here you are allowing marijuana to be smoked.
Right.
So I believe there are evidences that CBD, cannabidiol, can be useful for anxiety, for
Right.
some eye problems, glaucoma. But again, it should be used as a medicine.
Right.
It should be formulated in a medicine form, probably prepared as a capsule.
Right.
No? So somebody can take it in just like any other medicine. You
Right.
cannot allow them to smoke
Okay.
marijuana.
That's not a good idea.
Yeah.
Right, right. So you also mentioned that you guys also the program also works with in areas such as gender,
Oh yeah.
climate, capacity building,
Yeah.
of course, and maritime affairs, which is the new initiative,
Yeah.
right? Could you kindly elaborate on that a little bit too?
For gender affairs, we operated several facilities in Afghanistan
Right.
for women and actually children,
Right.
to provide support to them. Some of them have addiction problems, some of them have problems with their marital situation.
Right.
And we provided some skills development training for some of these women.
Right.
We also embarked on, I don't know if you're familiar with the Dignified Menstruation Program.
I have heard of it.
There are some rural and cultural practices that are discriminating against women undergoing menstruation. They consider them unclean.
Right.
And for us, we all know it's a natural physiological process for women, and they should not be excluded in everyday activities just because they're undergoing menstruation.
Right.
So at this day and age, we're advocating for these kinds of practice to stop. So we have done capacity building activities on that. We have the main program being implemented by Nepal, basically. For climate change, we have done a lot of projects, especially my predecessor, former Secretary General Pantu,
Okay.
implemented a lot of environment and climate change activities.
Okay.
During my tenure, we started with the biodiversity program together with the ASEAN Biodiversity Center.
Okay.
Again, to protect the climate and the environment.
Right.
Unfortunately, there's a growing reluctance to support those projects. Unfortunately, we need more support, especially for climate and gender affairs initiatives. For capacity building initiatives, we have a lot of activities together with Korea,
Right.
Indonesia, India, Singapore, and Thailand. And so they're helping us. We will be restarting our scholarship program. So Colombo Plan has been known for its scholarship programs before. In
Right.
fact, some of the ministers, the foreign minister of Malaysia himself was a graduate of Colombo Plan. I was surprised now when he mentioned that to me. So we will be starting that project again, sponsored by Thailand.
Right.
Now, finally, the maritime project.
Yes.
We've had that project funded by the U.S. government, and we were piloting an initiative together with your Sri Lankan Ports Authority
Right.
to develop capacities of your technical as well as administrative personnel
Right.
to manage the ports operations on a day-to-day basis. We capacitated them on some of the latest software and technical expertise that they need
Right.
to operate those facilities. Hopefully, we can continue with all of those things.
Right, hopefully. And I mean, as you mentioned, there's a growing sentiment that gender, not exactly gender, but climate change is a facade, right? I mean, unfortunately, that opinion is there in the world.
We participated in the latest COP meeting in I forgot one of the Latin American countries. We participated in that. And everybody seems to be mentioning the need to support environment and climate change programs.
Right.
But unfortunately, it's all talk. Nobody's. And we hope we can encourage some of the donor countries to support more on this initiative, because it's a reality. Every day, the climate is changing. Earth's temperature is rising, and it's unfortunate that we're not giving more attention to this kind of problem.
Right. I mean, there's sort of an idea that you get that the world could be traveling backwards instead of going, progressing.
I know. But hopefully, with programs like this, we can encourage. Probably not the donor countries, but each individual listening to us right now to do their own part.
Right.
And hopefully that would encourage some support from the major donors.
Exactly. Okay, sure. So one thing that you mentioned was about the Global South integration, right? South to South partnership. So this organization was very, it was a thought leader in the fact that in 1950 they thought of South to South partnership, but I hear now even the South African president Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa, he was talking in Davos regarding, he was very passionate about Global South, collaborating together, but it has come to the forefront of diplomatic discourse now, but this was thought of in the 1950s. What do you have to say about that?
Well, there's a wealth of talent, and expertise that can be shared by the Global South. I mean, if only each of the member countries will be supporting and helping each other, there's a lot we can learn from each other. But again, right now the focus is mainly on some geopolitics issues, and we're hoping we can refocus more on cooperating. Investing more on human resource, and probably supporting initiatives that are working in some countries and probably would work in the other member countries. And so we encourage that we can continue those kinds of initiative, sharing of information and sharing best practices.
So in terms of even our earlier discussion, because if the funding is not coming from the West, then the South, of course, has to help each other, right?
They need to help each other. Whatever expertise or competencies that has been developed by member countries should be shared.
Right.
That's the general idea of the prosperity, having prosperity together.
Right.
And I believe if we can continue with that kind of approach, then that's the only way. Despite the limited resources we have, we can still progress together. Yeah.
Right. But I think it will turn out to be good. I hope we can be
hopefully. We're crossing our fingers, and I'm hoping that the next Secretary General will continue what we have implemented.
Yeah, I wanted to discuss about that as well, since you are the outgoing secretary. But before that, so what would you say is the greatest strength of Colombo Plan?
Again, the support that has been given by the member countries to each other. I think that's the biggest strength of Colombo Plan.
Right.
We are the only organization that does not deal with geopolitics.
Right.
Imagine we have Iran and Saudi as part of our organization. We have India, we have Pakistan. Again, all of the member countries are focused on helping each other develop and progress.
Right.
And so I can safely say we are the only organization that would have that kind of a consensus from the member countries, and all of them have been supporting the organization.
Looking ahead into the future, what do you see the Colombo Plan doing for the region and even beyond?
That's a very good question, and throughout the 75 years of history, I think Colombo Plan managed to build the trust among the member countries, and to continue supporting each other through cooperative initiatives and trying to achieve mutual goals. And I think that should still be pursued despite the changing trends in multilateralism, because some of the member countries are now doing things on a bilateral basis. I think Colombo Plan still has a role to at least coordinate most of these programs and activities and champion specific causes like the drug advisory program, the maritime, gender affairs, and climate change. So I guess it will continue to pursue the vision of cooperative engagements with all the member countries, and hopefully we commit, at least our organization can commit to the member countries to provide that support throughout the tenure of this organization.
So you see it going strong for the next...
Hopefully, I'm crossing my fingers. It's still going strong. Looking forward to its 100 years.
Right. I hope it happens. Okay, sir. So just to wrap things up here, I would also like to ask you, what would you say? Like, do you have a final message for our viewers?
Well, during my tenure, we established the Colombo Plan Foundation. It's something similar to what UN has now. And again, this is a mechanism that could generate more support for the organization. We have modernized our accounting system, because before we were doing things on a manual basis. Now everything is automatic, everything is electronic to prevent, for more efficiency and prevent human errors. So I'm hoping we can continue with all of those initiatives and the viewerships to support multilateral organizations, not only Colombo Plan, but all the other multilateral organizations doing their work. And of course, we appreciate your suggestions and recommendations. I mean, there's a lot of young, upcoming, very talented technical people right now. I'm on my way out already. And we can learn a lot from the young generation, and they would help us direct the future of the organization.
Any plans for the future, sir? What about your
I'm just looking forward to going home at this point, and I don't know, probably mixing with my government again, no, and I still have a few years before my mandatory requirement in government. So, but looking forward to just attending to my personal needs, my family, of course. I've been away for 4 years.
4 years. That's a long time.
It's a long time, and there's nothing like home.
Any message to the new SG who will be taking over?
Well, to the new SG, good luck. No, I wish you all the best in this post. I know there will be a lot of challenges. We're working on some new members, and I hope we can get them during your term already. And more power. I'll always be here to support the organization, even if I'm already done with my tenure.
Thank you so much for coming on the show, sir, and we wish you best of luck for
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
And with that, we wind up today's discussion. We'll see you soon with one-to-one business on Art Television. Take care and good night.
One-to-One, Space for Business, was sponsored by
Founded in 1951, the Colombo Plan celebrates 75 years of